Or let Kalasha's guarded peak summon the Oread in the gnome, to leave their toils the word to speak that shakes its azure-splitting dome. The reverberation listen. Let olive fail and mangostin overturn the dark forbidden draught. Give me the taste unclean, of human flesh and blood that mean some infinite horror to the light that laughed. So let the scent of lily and rose, of jasmine, tagara, pass away. Let patchouli repose my nostrils with your odor grey, dead darlings exquisite in your decay. So, silk and velvet fur in skin, your sensuous touch shall quit me quite. I am at swiving strain with sin. I'll touch the stars. The blood run thin from the torn breast of night, my mother night. Nor shall the mind revoke at ease these myriad cressets from the sun, constrained in sober destinies. Thought's river shall its ripples run into the one, the one, the one, the one. Bursting the universe, a grip girds me to God. Aha, the bliss! Begone, frail tortures wrung from whip, weak joy sucked hard from leman's lip. Ye are not at all in this, but brown Habiba's fawn-wide gaze and wide Zuleika's drowsy glance woo me to waking into days, delight from night's unmeasured trance, to drink, to dally, to desire, to dance. Ah, beautiful and firm your hips, Habib, coolsome your caress, Zuleika, soft your honey lips. The tongue of pleasure subtly sips the wine that age distills and calls distress. Enough! When all is ended, when the poppied pleasure purples pain, death shall I laugh or smile. Amen. I'll wake one last fond cup to drain, and then to sleep again, to sleep again. Kari. There is an idol in my house by whom the sandal always steams. Alone I make a black cruise, with her to dominate my dreams. With skulls and knives she keeps control, O Mother Kali of my soul. She is crowned with emeralds like leaves, and rubies flame from either eye. A rose upon her bosom heaves, turquoise and lapis lazuli. She hath a kirtle like a maid, amethyst, amber, pearl, and jade. Her face is fashioned like a moon. Her breasts are tongues of pointed jet. Her belly of opal, fairly hewn, and round about her neck is set the holy rosary, skull by skull, polished and grim and beautiful. This jeweled shape of gold and bronze is seated on my bosom's throne. She takes my mused orisons to her, to her, to her alone. O Kali, 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 quell this hooded hate, O Queen of Hell. Her ruby-studded brow is calm, her eyes shine like some sleepy flood, her breast is olibon and balm. Her tongue rolls out a dripping blood, she swings my body to and fro, she breaks beyond the wheel of woe. To her eternal rapture seems mere nature. Underneath a crown of dusky emeralds there streams a river of bliss to sluice me down, with blood and tears to drown my thought, to bring my being into naught. The cruel teeth, the steady snare, the marvelous lust of her, you bring unto my body bright and clear, dropped poison in a water spring, to fill me with the utmost sense of some divine experience. For who but she, the adulterous queen, made earth and heaven with all its stars, stormed the hunger epicene, raging at invisible bars, the hideous cruelty of the whole? These are of Kali, O my soul. The sterile force of bronze and gold bends to my passion as it grips with feverish claws the metal cold and burns upon the brazen lips that parted like a poppy bud, have gemmed curves like whereby some tall grey ship should drift out to a windless, tideless sea, motionless from eternity. This then I seek, O woman form, O God, emboweled in curves of bronze, the shuddering of a sudden storm to mix me with thy minions. The lost who wait through endless night and wait in vain to see the light. For I am utterly consumed in thee am broken up. The life upon my lips and that bloomed is crushed into a deadly cup, whose devilish spirit squats and gloats upon the thirst that rots our throats. Gape wide, O hideous mouth, and suck this heart's blood, drain it down, expunge this sweltering life of mire and muck. Squeeze out my passions as a sponge, till night is left of terrene wine, but somewhat deathless and divine. Not by a faint and fairy tale we shadow forth the immortal way. No symbols exquisitely pale avail to lure the secrets grey of his endeavour who proceeds by doing to abolish deeds, not by the pipings of a bird in skies of blue and fields of gold, but by a fierce and loathly word. The abomination must be told. The holy work must twist its spell from hemp of madness, grown in hell. Only by energy and strife may man attain the eternal rest, dissolve the desperate lust of life by infinite agony and zest. Thus, O my Kali, I divine the golden secret of thy shrine. Death from the universal force means to the forceless universe birth. I accept the furious course, invoke the all-embracing curse. Blessing and peace beyond me when I annihilate the I. Therefore, O Holy Mother, gnash thy teeth upon my willing flesh. Thy chain of skulls wild music clash. Thy bosom bruise my own flesh. Shri Maharani, draw my breath into the hollow lungs of death. There is no light, nor any motion. There is no mass, nor any sound. Still in the lampless heart of ocean. Fasten me down and hold me drowned within thy womb, within thy thought, where there is not, where there is not. The Jilt. Who is that slinkard moping down the street? That youth scarce 30 bowed like 60? Oh, a woman jilted him, absurd. Conceit. Some youths take life. Are Puritans, you know. I heard it, sitting in the window glowed, rushed to my wife and kissed her. Lithe and young, the rapture of some ardent madness flowed, and by its miracle found tongue. Guess the secret why I burned for you, these years so cold to woman as I was. Guess why your laugh, your kiss, your touch run through my body as it were attuned glass. You cannot guess. False devil that you are. To cruelty's ad Corman's analysis, You love me? Yes, then crown me a bearded star. Sir, bull-breasted by my sleek Semiramis. Did you not hear those men below? They spoke of one I think you have forgotten long. Talked of his ruined life half as a joke, but I, it is my whole heart's song. I love you when I think of his pale lips, twitching, and all his curls of gold awry, your smile of poison as he sighs and sips, your half-scared laughter at his heartbeats die. Let him creep on, a shattered, ruined thing, a ship dismasted on a dreadful sea. And you afar some word of largesse fling, pitifully worded for more cruelty. His death lends savour to our passionate life. His is the heart I tasted upon your tongue. His death spasms, our love spasms, my wife. His death songs are the love songs that you sung. Ah, sweet, I love you, as I see him stagger on with hell's worm nuzzling to his heart. With your last letter like a poisoned dagger, biting his blood, burning his bones apart. Ah, sweet, each kiss I drink from you is warm, with the dear lifeblood of a man, The scent of murder lures me, like a charm tied by some subtlety Canidian. Aye, as you suck my life out into bliss, its holier joy is in the deadlier thirst that drank his life out into the abyss of torture endless, endless, and accursed. I know him little, liking what I know, but you offer me his flesh and blood. I taste it, never another vintage o. Now bid me sup upon another food. This is our marriage, firmer than the root of love or lust could plant our joy, my wife. We stand in this, the purple-seeded fruit of yon youth's fair and pitiable life. Do I not fear that you may treat me so? One day, your passion slake itself somehow, seek vigor from another murder? No, you harlot, for I mean to kill you now. The eyes of Pharaoh. Dead Pharaoh's eyes from out the tomb, burned like twin planets ruby red, enswathed, enthroned, the halls of gloom echo the agony of the dead. Silent and stark the Pharaoh sat. No breath went whispering, hushed or scared, only that red incarnate hate through pylon after pylon flared, as in the blood of murdered things the affrighted augur shaking scries, earthquake and ruinous fate of kings, famine and desperate destinies. So in the eyes of Pharaoh shone the hate and loathing that compel in death each damned minion of Set, the accursed lord of hell. Yea, in those globes of fire there sate some cruel knowledge closely curled, like serpents in those halls of hate, palaces of the underworld. But in the hell glow of those eyes, the ashen skull of Pharaoh shone, white as the moon rays that surprise the invoking Druze on Lebanon. Moreover, pylon shouldered round to pylon an unearthly tune, like phantom priests that strike and sound sinister sistrons at the moon. In death's insufferable perfume beat the black air with golden fans as Turkish rip a Nubian's womb with Damascened yataghans. Also, the taste of dust long dead of ancient queens corrupt and fair, struck through the temple, subtly sped, but demons dominant of the air. Last on the flesh there came a touch like sucking mouths and stroking hands, there that laid their foul, alluring smooch, even to the blood's mad sarabands. So did the neophyte that would gaze into dead Pharaoh's awful eyes, start from incalculable amaze, to catch the initiate's place and prize. He bore the blistering thought aloft, and blazed in battle on his plume, with sage and warrior and Fioft, he rushed alone through tower and tomb. The myriad men, the cohorts armed and shred like husks, the ensanguined brand leaps like a flame in charm to fire the pyramid heaven spanned, wherein dead Pharaoh sits and stares, swathed in the wrappings of the tomb, with eyes whose horror flits and flares, like corpse lights glimmering in the gloom, till all's ablaze when roar of flame, death universal, locked and linked. Aha! One names the awful name, the twin red planets are extinct. Banzai! There leapt upon a breach and laughed a royally maniac man. A bitter craft is mine, ye saith, O soldiers of Japan. I am the brothel knave of death, the grimly courtesan. Now who will up and kiss her lips, or grip her breast and bone? The subtle life she shares and snips is harder gained than gone. The lover's laughter whom she clips is but a dying groan. She lieth not on a gilded bed, in the city without the city. One kisses hers for rank and red. Do you sip at her lip? Hell hangs on her fangs. She loves, love laughs at pity. Then who will up to taste her mouth? Who on her mount and ride? Look to the north, the west, the south. There is carnage vulture-eyed. Then who will suck the breath of death? The swift and glittering bride, the bride that clings as a snare with springs to the warrior's stricken side? A shudder struck the hidden man as the maniac's mouthing ceased. Then kindling rose a roar, spread the furtive feast. The wine of agony pour, the fruit of valor pluck, the meat of murder suck. Sweet are the songs of a throat, soft are the strokes of a fan. She hath loved by rhyme and rote, she is subtle and quick to man. She danceth, say she doth float? Rapture is gold in her eyes. She sigheth the honey-sweet sighs of the glory of Japan. Red are her lips and large, the delicate courtesan. Then the officer's voice, caught in his throat for joy, like birds in spring that rejoice, clearly and softly the boy whispered, now let us charge. Then leaping sheer o'er trench and mound, they rise as a single man. They bound like antelopes over the ground for the glory of Japan. With glittering steel they wheel, they reel? They are steady again and straight. The dual, brute Christians red with this wheel of the knot. They will not wait. The ringing cries of the victors peal in at the captured gate. Then o'er the field the maniac passed, and closed the dead man's eyes. They are sleeping close with death at last. The wanton warrior cries, But he who saw the dead man's jaw grind at the last was aware that the harlot's kiss was paradise, that the soldier tasted there, and beyond the magnificent joy of death shares through the sky as a flame ripping the air, the lightning breath of the nation's resonant fame. Hail to the Hachiman! Deed well done, to the virile strength of a man, to the stainless blaze of the rising sun, the glory of Japan. Les jours des morts. At Paris upon Dead Man's Day, I danced into the cemetery. The air was cool, the sun was gay, the scent of the revolving clay made me most wondrous merry. Earth, after an agonizing bout, had swallowed up a widow clean. The issue hung for long in doubt. Oh, anybody can make out. The mystery, I mean. The dead were dancing with the worms. The live were laughing with the lemons. The dead alive were making terms with God and notaries and germs, with house agents and demons. Oh, Paris keeping sacrament of musing or of melancholy, impatient of the next event. To spend, to barter, to be spent. I chuckled at the folly. I would that I were dead and damned, thinks every wiser human. Corpses have room, and men are jammed. There's offer food, and these are crammed. And cheaper, too, is woman. Being neither god nor ghost, a mere caprice of matter, hop idly in the hideous host, content to chafe the uttermost, to cackle and to chatter. They bring the wreaths to deck the dead, as skipping ropes the devils use them. One through the immortals perks his head. These sights to ghosties are as bread, the luckless living lose them. Grotesque and grim the pageant struts. We sit astraddle on the crosses. Our soulless missiles take for butts. The passers' hats or in their guts disturb the dinner's process. Thus one man's work is one man's play. The melancholy help the merry, or tread the ordered stupid way at Paris upon Dead Man's Day. In Paris, La Chaise, his cemetery. Ave mors, O Virgin, O my sister, I leer me death. The tainted kisses of the harlot life sicken me, hers is foul and fevered breath. This noisome woman I have made my wife. She lies a sweat, a slime, oh hear me, thou. Wash with thy tears this desecrated brow. With cool, chaste kisses cleanse me. Lay me out, wrapped in a spotless winding sheet, and soothe these nerves ill nuzzled by the black swine's snout with thine eternal anodyne of truth. The foul beast grunts and snorts, but hear me, death. Thy wings are wind, white as her hoofs are dunged. Thy songs are faint and pale with honey breath. Honey and poppy is her mouth hot-tongued, spews out its hideous lust, O loathed life. Thou nameless horror of the bestial strife, of love and hate, I straitly charge thee quit this bed of nastiness, this putrid sea, for not by any amorous tricks of wit shalt thou regain thine empire over me. O Virgin, O my sister, hear me, death. Thou hast a sleep compelling soul and mind. This is the sweet insufferable breath that comes like Bessarabia's twilight wind to bring a quiet coolth from days' long heat, peace to the belly gorged with blood and meat. Stars for the sun that smote, for fire slow streams, for the simum, the zephyr's cooing kiss, deep sleep at last from all the evil dreams, and rest, the possibility of bliss. The moribund. The seven wise men of Martaban. The seven wise men of Martaban sat round the dying man. They were so still, one would have said, if he were dying, they were dead. The first was aged in his beard. He muttered never a word. The next was beautiful and gay. He had no word to say. The third was wroth and rusty red, yet not a word he said. The fourth was open and bold. His silence girt him like fine gold. The fifth was ruddy and fair of face. He held his tongue a space. The sixth was many-coloured, but he kept his lips well shut. The last was like a full great moon. He knew, but uttered not his rune. Now when the time was fully come, the dying man was dumb, but with his failing hand did make a sign, my heart doth ache. At that the kingly man, the fourth, rose up and spat against the north, then made the dying man a sign, my head is running like strong wine. The aged man lifted his mouth and spat against the south. He clutched his throat in pang of death as if he cried for breath, whereat the second beat his breast and frowned upon the west. Then the man sighed, as if to say the glow of life has gone away. At this the rusty end of wrath released his eyes against the east. Then the man touched his navel, as he felt his life thence pass. Also he smote his spine, the base of life burnt up apace. Then rose the many-coloured sage, he was right sad with age. With him arose the ruddy and fair, he was right debonair. They twain to upper air and lower advanced the eyes of power. Aye, but above the dead man's head a lotus flower was spread. Then stripped the Amrita, whereby life learneth not to die. Seventh in silence tended it against the horror of the pit. Thus in a cage of wisdom lay the dead man, live as they. They hold him sacred from the sun, from death and disillusion. Within the charmed space is not possible unto thought. There in their equilibrium they float, how still, how numb. There must they rest, there will they stay, innocent of the judgment day. Remote from cause, effect retires, act slays its dams and sires. There is no hill, there is no pit. They have no mark to hit. It is enough, closed is the sphere. There is no more to hear. They perish not, they do not thrive. They are at rest, alive. The seven wise men of Martaban, and moribund the man. The beauty and the bhikkhu, a talk of the 10th impurity from the Pali. Listen! The venerable monk pursued his path with downcast eyes, his thought resolved, ever in closer coils serenely screwed about the 10th impurity. Dissolved all vision of his being but of one thing only, his sun-whitened skeleton. A dainty lady, sick of simple life, chained to the cold couch of some vapid man, put on her jewels of the word of wife, resolved to play the painted courtesan. So rang along the village path, her laughter wooed all the world to follow, tumbling after. Then when she met the venerable monk, her shameless desired a leprous wreath of poisonous flowers seducing him. He shrunk back from her smile, seeing her close white teeth. Bones, he exclaimed, and meditating that from a mere bhikkhu grew an arahat. Her husband found her gone in fury, followed lashing the pale path with his purple feet. Heedless of stones and serpents, hail, he hollowed, to the new Khan, Rahan, whom he bowed to greet, kissing the earth. O holy master, say, if a fair female hath passed by this way. The bhikkhu blessed the irritated man. Then the slow sloka serpentine began. Friend, neither man nor woman owns this being's high perception owed only to truth, nor beams nor stones support the arahat's abode. Who grasps one truth, beholds one light, becomes that truth, that light decedes from dark and deliquescent night, from futile thoughts and fatuous deeds. Your girl, your gems, your mournful tones irk not perfection with their goad. One thing I know, a set of bones is traveling on upon this road. Immortality, page 105. From this tale, Callicles, which I have heard and believe, I draw the following inferences. Death, if I am right, is the first place, the separation from one another of two things, soul and body, nothing else. And after they are separated, they retain their several natures. As in life, the body keeps the same habit, and the results of treatment or accident are distinctly visible in it. For example, he who by nature or training or both was a tall man while he was alive will remain as he was after he is dead, and the fat man will remain fat. And so on, and the dead man who in life had a fancy to have flowing hair will have flowing hair, and if he was marked with the whip, and had the prints of the scourge, or of wounds in him when he was alive, you might see the same in the dead body. And if the limbs were broken or misshapen, when he was alive, the same appearance would be visible in the dead. And in a word, whatever was the habit of the body during life would be indistinguishable after death, either perfectly or in a great measure and for a certain time. And I should imagine that this is equally true of the soul. Callicles, when a man is stripped of the body, all the natural or acquired affections of the soul are laid open to view. Plato, Gorgias. Gorgeous. Okay, so the next chapter, it's called Immortality. I'll read it, and then that'll conclude this live stream recording. Hope you're enjoying this reading of the collected works of Aleister Crowley.
What? But if 99% of the population, so to speak, an average woman, an average man, as in physical, right, characteristics and the amount of money we make on average, then both are going to end up with cats and dogs because your expectations do not align with the person you are. Are you a bombshell of a bot? Like, right? She like the two because you know, like the like ghetto sentimental. That's a shift to two. I mean, you guys can have your own answers as to why I made this my PTR all day.
Hey, I just want. They kicked me if I could say anything.
Looked pretty much identical to the way they paraded around Diddy when they brought him in, and they told him that he was going to be there for a meeting on working out some probational stuff.
and it would seem necessary to have had very little experience of the world to maintain that an action that is useful to society is generally useful to the individual who performs it, and vice versa. But suppose we let Letourneau speak for himself. Just as phosphorescent bodies remember light, so the nerve cell remembers its intimate acts, but in ways that are infinitely more varied and persistent.
Like I said, did I say that? It's a different Christianity being fed there.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the need. Like, if there's more of a war toward...
I said it's war damages, material war.
Right, we're saying the same thing.
No, we're not saying that at all.
English is the first language.
So I'll give you an example. No, it's not the same thing at all. You keep on saying it. I'm telling you it's not.
It is. So, like, if the country or the city is more damaged, then there's going to...
Members of the Order of the Engineer. A Fellowship of Engineers.
Hi, Christian. Merry Boxing Day. Happy Christmas.
Did the room get killed?
I'm here to bring it to life. No worries. Hey, Chris, are you there?
I left and then it disappeared.
Andrew, it was Michael who had a fit. He had
It's
a
okay,
fit
listen.
because I asked him.
John, he's your boss, isn't he?
Yeah, you guys need to. Hey, listen. From now on, direct all polar schizophrenia requests and complaints to me. Hey, Christian, are you there?
Polar and schizophrenia requests.
What did he rage quit over?
Blowjobs are only supposed to last like 10 minutes.
It was a series of things.
It was a nonsense.
I asked him, what was the hardest material on earth? And he said, some bullshit. And I was like, you don't even know what it was. You're out here claiming that you know that you're an engineer, that you know what the hardest material on earth is.
No, British, it's a HIPAA thing. He can't reveal. He can't reveal it. It's my penis. It's a
So
HIPAA.
then we started this one, and he came in and started telling me that. So I said,
A foul person? What's a hold on. What's a
Okay, this is Carter on. I'm reading the works of Aleister Crowley. This is a book in Magic Thalamus.
Jinka, what do you say?
I prefer.
Carter on. I'm reading the works of Aleister Crowley. This is a book.
And cry thee tune in tune, perish uncried and die unsung. Nature, the monotonic moan, roared by the river thunder alone. Hoeing ho, its note, the monstrous comb. Orlick Kalatia's guarded peak summoned the Oread in the gnome to leave the toils the word to speak that shakes its azure-splitting dome. The reverberation listen. Let Olive failed and Mangostin, I would turn the dark forbidden draught, give me the taste unclean of human flesh and blood that mean some infinite horror to the light that left. So let the scent of lily and rose, of jasmine, tagara, pass away. Let patchouli repose my nostrils with your odor gray. Dead darlings exquisite in your decay. So, silk and velvet fur in skin, your sensuous touch shall quit me quite. I am its swiving strain with sin. I'll touch the stars. The blood run thin from the torn breast of night. My mother, night. Nor shall the mind revoke its ease. These myriad cressets from the sun, constrained in sober destinies. Thought's river shall its ripples run into the one, the one, the one, the one. Bursting the universe, a grip girds me to God. Aha, the bliss. Begone, frail tortures wrung from whip, weak joy sucked hard from Leman's lip. Ye are not at all in this. But brown Habiba's fond wide gaze and wide Zuleika's drowsy glance woo me to waking into days, delight from night's unmeasured trance, to drink, to dally, to desire, to dance. Ah, beautiful and firm your hips, Habiba, coolsome your caress, Zuleika, soft your honey lips. Tongue of pleasure subtly sips the wine that age distills and calls distress. Enough! When all is ended, when the poppy pleasure purples pain, death shall I laugh or smile. Amen. Awake one last fond cup to drain, and then to sleep again, Kali. There is an idol in my house by whom the sandal always steams. Alone I make a black cruise, with her to dominate my dreams. With skulls and knives she keeps control, O Mother Kali of my soul. She is crowned with emeralds like leaves, and rubies flame from either eye. A rose upon her bosom heaves, turquoise and lapis lazuli. She hath a kirtle like a maid, amethyst, amber, pearl, and jade. Her face is like a moon, breasts are tongues of pointed jade. A belly of opal, fairly hewn, round about her neck is set the holy rosary, skull by skull, polished and grim and beautiful. This jeweled shape of gold and bronze is seated on my bosom's throne. She takes my mused orisons to her alone. Oh, Kali, Kali, Kali. Quell this hooded hate, O queen of hell. The ruby-studded brow is calm. Her eyes shine like some sleepy flood. Her breast is audubon and balm. Her tongue rolls out a dripping blood. She swings my body to and fro. She breaks beyond the wheel of woe. To her eternal rapture seems mere nature. Underneath a crown of dusky emeralds there streams a river of bliss to sluice me down. With blood and tears to drown my thought, to bring my being into naught. The cruel teeth, the steady snare, the marvelous lust of her, you bring unto my body bright and clear, dropped poison in a water spring, to fill me with the utmost sense of some divine Sister.
Hey, sister, what's up?
Hey, can I read? I'm recording, but can we do a recorded room instead of just for my reading? You want to be a part of it, sister?
Sure. Did you get your car?
No, I got to go there now. So this is like my last thing I'm doing before I go.
Okay, but you know, you're gonna have to read for maybe an hour or two, and then
No, this sister's on
the
a time
sun's gonna
limit.
go down.
You don't understand, sister. I just recorded a 35-minute audiobook, and now I'm doing part 2. So, like, once I finish part 2, which will probably be about 20 minutes or 15 minutes, I'm finished. And then I'm going to, like, shut down my studio here in my podcast and, you know, leave, call my Lyft, and then go get sister's car, which is called Silver Surfer, by the way.
Silver Surfer, that's nice.
Do you know if I own
What kind of car?
if I own Silver Surfer, guess what that makes me?
Mr. Fantastic?
That's a good guess, but Galactus.
Galactus.
It's a joke.
Okay.
But yeah,
I don't know who that is then.
it's a Marvel character, but he works with Silver Surfer. And so Silver Surfer is a Lexus. It's like a 2001 ES300, and the remote start is fucked up. The front tire is low, so it's like I gotta go rescue her quickly and get her fixed. You know why? Because that's what a good sister does for another sister.
Yeah. I'm gonna get my tire fixed too. I took it off and I've been running around on a spare for a couple weeks. But yeah, let's go make it. Go make it.
Actually, can you make it? Will you be my publisher?
No.
Ugh, sisters do that for
Sorry,
sisters.
Sister. That's not my skill.
Listen, sister, when a sister asks you for your help and tells you to do something, just do it like a good sister. I'll create the room. Just come to the room, okay? I'll
Okay,
invite
well,
you.
what do I do with it afterwards?
Nothing. You're going to come on
Leave it
stage
on.
and you're going to introduce me, and we're going to discuss what I'm about to read, and then we're going to listen to it and then discuss it, and that'll be the podcast. It'll be about like 20 to 30 minutes, probably 20 minutes. It's a short segment. This is just content creation. I need you to be a part of it, sister. Are you going to help me? Just say yes. You don't have to do anything.
Sure, sister. Sure, sister. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, sister. Jesus, fucking sisters, dude. Okay, this is Magic Book, Aleister Crowley, Immortality, Hypnosis. Unfortunately, the NLP in the title did not come off as needed. This is a quick 10-minute audiobook. My friend Ryan, aka my sister, is going to help me publish this. If he doesn't show up, I mean, our sisterhood is over. Then he will become an enemy of the sisterhood. We'll see if he shows up. Okay, I'm gonna restart these lives.